It's the mustard buzzards. What kind of mustard? French's?
Hmm.
Name brand?
It might be French's. I don't know. It might be. I like jalapeno mustard, so maybe
Honey
the
mustard?
brown mustard.
Grey Poupon?
And they're the buzzards, so they must be dirty. So let's go with the brown mustard.
Yes, indeed. Now, for game two, there was some big news that was announced, Stubbs, and I'm going to let you announce it. Go ahead and announce the big news. I wish I had some theme music to play for this, but go ahead and let Bulldog fans know the big news, which of course, they already know, but we're going to talk about it. Go
The
ahead.
big news, as we all know, came out earlier last week, and that is KT is back
He's back.
for the fall semester with Mississippi State as currently the backup quarterback to Tommy Stevens. I know it's a touchy subject. If you saw a message board, some were happy, some were sad, some were upset. I mean, it's a little bit of everything, and we'll touch on that. But personally, I'm glad he's back. It gives us an experienced quarterback as a backup or maybe a starter down the road. We're only one game in. We'll see how Tommy does. I personally stick to what I said last week when I talked about we were his best option for now because of the scholarships issues with other teams. And hey, if he sticks it out and stays with us this year and for now on, hey, I'm happy with it. I wish the kid the best. If he does transfer after this year, hey, more power to you. I'm just personally glad he's on our sidelines right now. So what is your thoughts?
Well, I am glad that he decided to come back because I really thought he was gone. I just felt like after Stevens was named the starter, that there would be no way that KT would remain in a Bulldog uniform. I am glad I was wrong because he's needed. Even though Stevens is a starter, there could be a role for KT as the backup quarterback. I know he doesn't want to be the backup quarterback for a third consecutive year because that's what he's done for 3 straight years. Sound familiar? Who else was the backup quarterback for 3 straight years? Tommy Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always try to link that, and people want to say, "Oh, KT shouldn't leave. He should stay. He's abandoning his brothers." Well, Stevens transferred as a graduate transfer, so he left his team. But who knows? Would he have been a starting quarterback at Penn State? I don't care now. He's our starter. But I just like to link those two where people are trying to down KT for transferring or transferring the way that he's transferring. Football is a business, ladies and gents. You know, Bulldog fans, young and old, it's a business now. And KT felt like it was time for him to move on. Now, I'm glad that he's staying. I guess we'll see what kind of role Joe Moorhead carves out for him. Will he play him 4 games? Will he just redshirt? You know, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I mean, last week I wished I could have, took control of Coach Moorhead's mind and body and changed how he named his starter. But I wish I could control his mind now or read his mind now and see exactly what his plans are for KT. Now that KT has decided to come back, he's practicing. He's on the depth chart. He's back in the fold. And he gives us a very talented backup quarterback to, possibly assist us as we, progress through this very, very early season. So, fans, don't be upset with KT. Welcome him back with open arms, even if you are a Tommy Stevens fan, because at some point we're going to need KT. He's a very talented young man. If Tommy Stevens had not transferred here, I have no doubt that KT would be our starting quarterback. I don't think Maiden or Schrader would have beat him out. So, the man has won in maroon and white. He's still a very young player. Don't let that 48% completion percentage, just make you say, oh, he cannot throw the ball. But it's very small sample size without time to improve over a season. So he hasn't really had a chance to improve upon that low completion percentage over time. Now, granted, yes, Thomas Stevens came out smoking hot. He did. So KT is the backup. Stevens is the starter. Moving forward, I can't wait to see what kind of role Joe Moorhead carves out for KT. Now, we're gonna have our what's happening in sports, and we're gonna link it to Mississippi State, but we're gonna talk about Dallas Cowboys, who have been paying everybody under the sun, but our beloved Dak Prescott. You know, they signed Leah Collins, they signed linebacker Smith. Who else did they sign? Somebody else. They signed Zeke today to a 6-year, $90 million contract. They still have to sign Amari Cooper. But what about Dak? When Dak gonna get his money? What you think? When Dak gonna get his money, Stubbs?
Here's the thing. Dak's making, I think, $2 million this year. If Dallas can somehow keep him there, that $2 million, without giving him a contract, they're doing great. I feel for Dak right now. I hate that Zeke went out there and stole the spotlight because he had 2 years left of his contract left at over $5 million each year. But I understand running backs have very short shelf lives. Who knows? Jerry Jones likes the spotlight. We might see a Dak contract next few days. I believe. I mean, put it this way: when he does sign, it's going to be for every bit of $32 million. You've got Carson Wentz signed for $32 million. You got Jared Goff that just signed the. Was it today? Yesterday? I don't even know when it was. I felt like it was really quiet because it hasn't been that much in the news, only because Zeke's kind of stole the spotlight. But I think Jared Goff's contract is like $33 million or whatever, and he did get the largest guarantee. So now we're going to see where Dak is. Let's see what happens. But honestly, if I'm Dak, I might bet on myself and see if Dallas can get to the Super Bowl. Because if Dak does lead this team to the Super Bowl, which is all possible now that Zeke's back and he stays healthy, he may command that $40 million, especially if he gets them to there.
So you're saying he should play out this season without getting a new deal?
You know, it depends what you want to do. If you're a betting man, you bet on yourself. Yeah, it's only $2 million, but you have a chance to up it. Or do you settle now, take the guaranteed money, hopefully over $30 million a year, plus whatever $100+ million he takes. Like Goff's was 4 years, $134 million with $110 guaranteed, I think is what it was. You know, do you play the safe route, take that, or do you bet on yourself and think that you can get this team to the Super Bowl? And honestly, I think it's Dallas and the Saints in the NFC. I mean, you can throw in Philly. Philly looks good, I guess.
Wentz won't make it through game 10.
Yeah, then you got, like I said, Wentz.
He won't make it through game 10.
Minnesota, you can't bet on them with Kirk Cousins. Green Bay.
I mean, like that.
Why not? Why not just be Dallas's time? So, the one thing I do say is I'm glad the way Dak has carried himself. Like, you don't see him in the news. You haven't seen nothing negative about his contract where you've got everybody else like holding out and taking to social media and getting into all the news. Like, that's the one good thing I can say, that he has matured, you know, way past his youth, and he's handled this really well. So what's your thoughts?
I agree with you. I like the way that Dak has handled this situation. He hasn't went to the media to complain. He's just been practicing and playing football, and he's letting his performance on the football field as the leader and quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys speak for itself. Now, here's where I kind of disagree with you. I do not think he should play this season on this one-year contract. Only reason why is because he could get hurt. You know, that's why Zeke wanted his contract, because he didn't want to get hurt and miss out on a chance to get that big money up front. So, no, I don't think Dak should play out the season on the $2 million contract. What if he gets hurt? Well, he needs his money now. He's your franchise quarterback. No, he's not a bomber like Wentz or Goff, but he wins. Get him some more wide receivers, get him some more talented weapons, and he can throw the ball and complete at a high clip. You got him one real deep threat weapon. You bring back old man Witten at tight end. You got Zeke at running back. You got Michael Gallup at the other wide receiver, but he's not dominant. They have a lot of wide receivers or players that are on the Cowboys team, but who's going to win a one-on-one matchup? So somebody's gonna have to step up outside of Zeke and Amari Cooper. We're gonna see what old man Witten has left in the tank.
85-year-old Witten.
Now, who I do like that they have is Tony Pollard out of Memphis, rookie running back / wide receiver. I think he's going to be a weapon for the Cowboys, but he's still just a rookie. But we know what rookies have been doing in the NFL the past couple of years. We see what our Dak Prescott did as a rookie. So rookies can come into the NFL and succeed. So up next, I really wish we could skip this. Our college pick'em results and our college pick'em for this week. Stubbs beat me again. Stubbs went 10-2. His only losses were Oregon losing to Auburn and Florida State losing to Boise State in a comeback. And curse of Willie Taggart continues.
Curse you, Willie.
My losses were the BYU got blown out by Utah. I also lost the Oregon game, and somehow South Carolina let North Carolina come back and win.
But, I told you. I called that one.
Man, whatever. But the one game that all of us is glad that happened was USM. I'm not USM. I'm sorry.
Hold up.
Excuse me. The Rebels, as I like to call them, lost to their proposed little brother Memphis, and we both picked Memphis to win that game. So, Ole Miss fans, I love the fact that y'all are 0-1 and Memphis beat y'all again. So, Wallow winning. I call their head coaches the not charmed ones. Off the TV show Charmed, the not charmed ones, the not so great power of 3 head coaches that they have there could not save them from Memphis.
Are you admitting that you watched Charmed?
Yeah, I watched Charmed. Sure did. Okay. I'm not ashamed.
Okay. All right.
Not ashamed.
We'll let them judge you on that one.
Well, you don't like Charmed, man? I watch chick flicks and stuff like that. I've
never watched it. If I tell you the girly shows that I did watch, it'll blow you away. So we'll say that for another show.
We'll say that for another show. Yeah. Hey, I'm all man, but I like Charmed. So
yeah, I like my girly shows. I'm not a man. I'm not afraid to admit it. The only thing I will say I hated about that game, Memphis, I think I needed them to cover the spread. I think it was supposed to be – I think Memphis was covered. No, I think it was supposed to be like 6 points.
I didn't look at the spread, so I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, my spread games, I think I went 500, and then this one I went 10-2 against you. I should have went 12-0, but Oregon mismanaged the game against Auburn. Didn't like that. No offense, I'm not an SEC lover. I don't believe in that hype of SEC. I hate most of the teams in SEC, and most people know that. So we'll get into this week's picks. Right off the bat, we're probably going to differ on this one. I'm taking USC. It's at home. I know they just lost their starting quarterback. They've got like 4, though. They always seem to just plug and play. Stanford's quarterback is iffy. So I'm taking USC in this game on.
Okay. I'm going to take Stanford. Miami versus UNC.
Well, I was on the Tar Heels bandwagon last week, but I can't do it this week. No offense.
Going with Manny?
I'm going with the Manny Diaz team. I'm going to go with Miami.
I'm picking Miami too. West Virginia versus Missouri.